What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. Bit more transfer talk, but this time it's on the incoming side. That possible names being mentioned for Leeds United. One piqued my interest, who I'm going to be speaking about the most today. I mean, wow. If we could get this guy, then full credit to the board. But listen, before we get into that, please hit a like on the video. That's the best way to support the channel. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and share the video around. Got to give a thanks to Martin E, who sent a super thanks on the last video. Thank you so much. Everything like that, super thanks, whatever it may be, memberships to the channel, all goes back into the running of the channel. So it's fully appreciated by myself. Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, big up Martin E for that. But yeah, listen, let me just get into this. Charles de Ketelaere is the name that we've been linked with. Young Belgian forward, Belgian international now. Um, it was mentioned by Fabrizio Romano that Leeds are one of the clubs monitoring him as we move on from Rafinha, if he eventually goes, which is probably more than likely. But Charles de Ketelaere, or as he's been christened by Leeds fans online, CDK. Listen, this is what I'm talking about before. When I do my videos about names I'd like to see, or you guys give me suggestions of who you'd like to see, we can only ever have fun with it, right? We don't know what the club are actually doing, what they're looking for. And this kind of shows you, because this signing is somebody who, for me, I never thought that we would possibly get. I'd always heard him linked with the bigger teams like in Italy, and he's been linked with AC Milan per Fabrizio Romano, so that doesn't surprise me. But there are ways in getting this player. There are ways. If you're Leeds United in the Premier League, you can get this player. And it's quite funny. You know what? When you look at him, if you look at him quickly, he kind of looks like a young Patrick Bamford. If you look quick, you know, one of them. He does look like him. But what I will say about it is his game, by the way. Good dribbling skills, good dribbling skills. Listen, I saw him play in the game against Italy in the Nations League, and he actually scored in that game with a nice finish over Donnarumma. So if you haven't seen that, I'm sure you can find Nations League online. It was shown on TV, wasn't it? So go and have a look at that if you haven't seen him before. But he is one of a real hot property in Europe. And if we can get him ahead of AC Milan, and if Leeds go through with it and try and get him, that shows me some real intent. That shows me some serious intent, because when you link before with names like Che Adams and things like that, it doesn't do nothing for me personally. But I know a lot of you guys are fans of him. But this is what does it for me. Now, AC Milan being a stumbling block. Listen, AC Milan can only play 11 players on the pitch at a time, and they've got a pretty good roster as it is. We can entice this guy with Premier League football. He'd obviously be a starter for us. And he'll be playing on the biggest stage in the Premier League. That's the big thing. And we're Leeds United, God damn it. We're Leeds United. So we do have some pull there. And you got to believe that Victor Orta will do everything in his power. Jesse will do everything in his power to convince this kid to come here. Now, strengths for me on this guy is quite simple. He knows where the back of the net is. And for all you guys that love the running around, he's brilliant at defensive work too. He's brilliant at pressing from the front. But the most important thing for me is that when it's on sight, he's going to smack that ball. He can use his right foot, but his left foot is a rocket. I got to say, I would be very, very excited about this one. And the reason why I'm speaking about it is because it's come from Fabrizio Romano. Let me just get this up here. It's come from Fabrizio, and I've mentioned it on here before, but he's one of the few like trusted sources that I pay attention to. So if it comes from him, it's pretty decent information you're getting. I see some replies underneath his tweet like, "Does Phil Hay said anything?" Unfortunately, and I've said it before on here, since we moved to the Prem, Phil and all those guys, Graham Smith and all these guys, they don't get the scoops like they used to. They just don't. They haven't since we've been promoted. So what I would say to people, and I love Phil, Phil's been brilliant for me. But when it comes to European transfers, you have to look to guys like Fabrizio. So, and yes, he doesn't get it right all the time. Nobody does, because sometimes clubs use Fabrizio as a mouthpiece in order to drum up interest for their players and or agents for their clients. It happens, but this is pretty reliable. So for me, this is excellent. This is an excellent link. He also did mention Cody Gakpo, but he says what he said, but that's not advanced or close. So for me, I'm not going to speak about Cody Gakpo as of yet. But what I will say is that if we are looking at Cody Gakpo, or I think it's pronounced Yakpo, we are we're not completely deviating away from wingers, and that shows me that Jesse Marsch will have multiple ways of playing. The problem that he had before was that he didn't have the personnel to really move the pieces around. But as you can see with the midfield, he's getting in there, Rucker and other targets that we got mentioned. Fullback, he's strengthened there with Christensen, another midfielder in Aronson. You can see what he's doing. He's trying to construct it so he's got various ways of playing. And there's even talk, Fabrizio also confirmed today that Crescencio Summerville has been linked with a move away to a Dutch club, AZ Alkmaar, or Nottingham Forest. But Leeds United want to get him down to a new contract. Very interesting, because I thought guys like Summerville, even Harrison to a point would be surplus to requirements. But it does seem that we aren't just deviating away from the wingers. So that's pretty interesting for me, because you would have thought Summerville would have been someone that we could possibly cash in on, but the club obviously see a bright future in him. I see a bright future in him too. I think he's good. Whether he's going to make the grade at Leeds United long term, I don't know, but you can definitely see there's a talented player there. So if he signs a new contract, he'll probably go out on loan. That's probably my guess, I would say. But it's for me, this is all exciting stuff. All exciting. If we can get CDK in the building, that would be tremendous. And how you get him ahead of AC Milan, just promise him regular football, Premier League. Yes, we can't give you Champions League, but we can give you one hell of a platform to showcase your talents on. Belgian footballers do well in the Prem too. You can't just generalize, but they do. They've been very strong in the Premier League over the years, and I don't see in any way that this guy wouldn't make the grade. Not one bit. He's got everything through his game: strength, dribbling, finishing skills, hold up play. Big part of what we'll be doing under Jesse Marsch, holding up the ball, waiting for runners. And he presses from the front. What more could you ask for? Young guy. And listen, it's something I said as well on my transfer video of targets that I like to get. If you're thinking about this guy and hoping that he'd stay for 5 years, if we're not moving up where we should be, then it's probably not going to happen. But we are that club. We have to take these emerging talents. We do. This is where we are as a club. And I said it about Jed Spence. If we could have got him ahead of Spurs and Arsenal, we could say, look, showcase your talents here. And then if you do well, then we'll have to say goodbye to you in a year or a couple of years. That's just where we are right now. So listen, let's see where this one goes. I'm going to keep a close eye on this one. I'm like I say, I'm very excited about this one if it does happen, and I hope it does. But I'm interested from you guys. How do you feel about the names being linked? If you want to talk about Cody Gakpo, please do so. But more CDK, talk to me about him. But also for the people that do want a guy like Shea Adams or someone like that, or Broja, very different kind of strikers. Put that in the comments as well if you'd prefer them over CDK. Maybe you've got some doubts about him coming from the Belgian league. I hear that, but just some talents stand out above the rest. Much like Calvin Ramsey, who's gone to Liverpool from Aberdeen. Yeah, the Scottish league isn't the best, but some talents just stand out. CDK is one of them. But that's it from me today, people. I just thought I'd just give you a quick video. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. It's an exciting link. I can't lie. I'm a bit gassed by this link. If we do get him, it will be tremendous. Tell me if you think he reminds you a bit of Patrick Bamford too, because I can't not see it. But yeah, until the next video, please hit the like button. You know the drill. Subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, people. Have a great day.